Hashtag Teamtrees is misleading you. But it's not what you think. Stick around. So if you've been around YouTube any amount of time in the past week or two, you've probably heard a lot about something called hashtag Teamtrees.
Teamtrees.
Teamtrees.org.
Teamtrees.
Teamtrees.org.
We are hashtag Teamtrees.
And for those of you who haven't, I'll briefly describe what it is. So Mr. Beast here on YouTube was challenged by his subscribers, probably kind of jokingly, to plant 20 million trees once he hit 20 million subs. And guess what? Mr. Beast, being up to all the crazy things he does on his channel, actually decided to make this a reality. Now, obviously, he can't do this alone, so he partnered with the Arbor Day Foundation and a bunch of other really influential YouTubers, and hashtag Teamtrees was created. So here's how it goes down. The Arbor Day Foundation is going to plant one tree for every $1 donated. Pretty good deal. So in essence, they're just raising, well, $20 million. And no joke, this is probably the largest cooperative project ever done on YouTube, with hundreds and hundreds of YouTube's most influential people on board. And it's for a good cause. I mean, dude, what could be better? Well, full disclosure here, I do think this is a great thing. It's really awesome. I'm probably even gonna donate to it myself. But this still falls under the umbrella of something that I would call fake environmentalism.
What? Fake environmentalism? But trees are so good for...
Now wait, before you get mad at me, allow me to explain. Fake environmentalism is a term that I use to describe actions that are promoted to help the planet, and they do, but they take heat and eyes off of the main problems. To give an example, let's take water usage. People will get all up in arms about taking shorter showers or using efficient shower heads, when in reality, only about 5% of water usage in the United States comes from home use, while on the other hand, a whopping 55% comes from animal agriculture. So we would call advocating for shorter showers fake environmentalism. Not because it's a bad thing to do, but just because it takes people's eyes off of the main problem that they need to be addressing. It also gives people a false sense of security about how much they're helping a cause that they really care about. I mean, for real, if anywhere near 55% of water use in the US is just being used for animal agriculture, shouldn't that be just like plastered everywhere? But no. Most people continue to freak out over tiny little problems while the vast majority of them are contributing to the biggest problems and they don't even know it. Yeah, as you can tell, this video might ruffle some feathers a little bit, but hey, somebody had to say it, right?
OMG, the rainforest is like burning. What can we do to help?
You know, I'm not sure if you knew this, but up to 91% of Amazon deforestation is actually for animal agriculture.
Did I ask?
Yeah, you kinda did.
Okay, well, why does that matter? We can't do anything to help.
Well, if you just stop buying the industry's products, they won't have money, and then they'll stop, or do something else.
Well, I could do that, or I could post a picture of a tree. Save the trees. I'm like so eco.
So here's the thing. I would also consider hashtag Teamtrees fake environmentalism. Now, don't misconstrue this. I'm not saying Teamtrees is a bad cause, and I'm not saying you shouldn't donate to it. Heck, I'm gonna donate to it. But another thing hashtag Teamtrees may be doing is giving people a false sense of security about how much they are helping, when really, they could be taking other actions that are vastly more helpful. By all means, please donate to Teamtrees. But don't stop there. There are way more effective ways to counter deforestation and overall environmental destruction as well. And the biggest one that most people are aware of, but still try and conveniently forget about, is animal agriculture. Up to 91% of Amazon deforestation can be attributed to animal agriculture. But we continue to think as if planting trees is the only solution here. It would be so much more effective and so much more cost effective if we could just stop the ongoing deforestation rather than reforesting all the land after the fact. And it's likely not even as effective as just maintaining the pre-existing rainforest that we already have. That's because rainforests towards the equator of the Earth tend to sequester more carbon than other types of forests. And the biodiversity there is off the charts. This is precisely why it's so important to protect the rainforest and other forests that we already have, rather than trying to advocate just for more reforestation. We should do both, but stopping deforestation should be priority number one. So, with all that said, let's do a quick comparison to see how effective hashtag Teamtrees would be in comparison to something like a plant-based diet. Your average tree sequesters about 48, maybe to 88 pounds of carbon per year based on my sources, so I'm just going to use the generous estimate of 88 pounds per year. Pretty much everybody in the civilized world emits way more than that. And that's not from any crazy cause, it's just from our everyday lifestyle choices. And we're only planting 20 million trees, whereas we have billions of people in the developed world. Big difference there. Now, just for comparison, let's imagine that 20 million people, just for one day, consumed no animal products, a totally plant-based diet. We could save emissions from an estimated 400 million pounds of CO2 equivalent. Also, something like 22 billion, with a B, gallons of water, 600 million square feet of forested land, 900 million pounds of grain, as well as millions upon millions of animals' lives. All in one day. Now, being objective here, I would guess that there is some wavering and overlapping of these statistics whenever we apply them to large populations. But with how absolutely unbelievable these statistics are, even if we exaggerated by a factor of 10 or 20, which we definitely didn't, it would still be so worth doing. Planting trees is a good thing, but we cannot possibly hope to compensate for the ongoing damage just by reforesting land. What we really need is real action on an individual scale. That means you can help stop this. That's awesome. This is why it's so important not to support the industries that cause this type of deforestation with your dollars. You, as the consumer, have the power. Now, don't take offense to this, but please do not be like every other person in the world that hears this information and just pushes it under the rug, just like everybody else does, and pretends that they're like not part of the problem because, oh, well, I'm not cutting down trees. As much as you might not want to hear it, these industries are literally defined by their customers. And if you continue to buy their products, you're supporting this.
Order, I say! Order in the court! Sir, you've been accused of killing your wife. How do you defend yourself? Well, Mr. Judge, I ain't guilty, 'cause I didn't kill my wife. I just hired the assassin to do it. Pretty smart, right?
Oh dear, it seems I've been terribly mistaken, sir. You don't need to go to prison. You need to go to a mental hospital.
Take him away, boys.
We can't just pretend that we're not part of the problem or that we're separate from these industries because they are literally defined by what we give them. If you're paying the industry that's doing the damage and then you protest the industry stop doing the damage, why would they stop? They already have your money. This is a capitalist society. That's how things work. Voting with your dollars is the most effective way to voice your opinion. This is actually why so many giants like Tyson and Burger King and McDonald's are investing in plant-based alternatives. It's because they're losing money from people who aren't buying their product. You, as the consumer, are in the driver's seat. These seemingly immovable, huge industries only do what you pay them to do. So let's get excited about this and feel empowered because you literally have the ability to change the world with this information. And you know, at the end of the day, even if you don't agree with me and the ideas in this video, then I'll leave you with this. What if we created a better world for us, as well as all future generations, for nothing? Just some food for thought. Alright, well that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you got any value out of this video, please consider adding value back to my channel by liking, commenting, and hitting that subscribe button, as well as the bell icon next to it. It really helps my channel out. And with that, I'll see you guys soon, and God bless.